Alright guys, thanks for joining us for another video. Down here at Kingfisher. See it there? Last time we was down here, it got flooded out, unfortunately, and the light's real bright in my eyes today. But yeah, I'm back down here, I'm on my own. Quick update on time, so it's the 14th of February today, Valentine's Day. We're just approaching lunchtime, not been here very long, just got the 2 rods in the water at the minute. I put one straight out with a nice pink pop-up with a bit of goo on it, over the far side over there. Just on a Ronnie rig, and I've chucked one out on a PVA bag, solid PVA bag, just off to the side down here, quite close in. See what that brings for now while I get the rest of the stuff. Try and get the rest of the stuff sorted out and that. Feeling hopeful, man. Considering how the weather's been, it's actually pretty good down here. Also, I'm in a t-shirt at the minute. The sun's out, which is lovely. I think we're expecting a bit of rain overnight and tomorrow. Not sure how long I'm going to stay, definitely till tomorrow afternoon at the minute, unless we get moved out by the weather. But yeah, it's looking good, and I'm really looking forward to it, man. There's some great fish in here. I will tell you a bit more about that a bit later on, but at the moment what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish getting everything set up. As you can see down there, everything's still everywhere. Oh, some of the bait we're using there. But yeah, I'm literally just going to get set up at the minute, get everything ready, then we'll check back in. But yes, we're fishing. Yes, the sun is out. Absolutely loving it. It's not summer quite yet, is it? But it's nice to see a bit of sun, and it's lovely to see the place out of water. Last time I was here, the whole place was flooded. Let me just spin this turn off, man. But yeah, I think it's looking beautiful. Obviously, everything's still a bit bare and empty at the minute, but this place can look so lush come the summertime. We'll talk a bit more about the stock of fish and stuff like that in a while, but for now guys, I'm going to say catch you in a little while. I'm going to get the rest of the gear set up and things like that, and I'll catch you in a bit. I'm very excited about what today might bring. Feel a bit hot now. That's the bivvy all set up anyway, and everything inside. Unfortunately, forgot my chair, which is a bit of a bummer. But have a little look. This little table down there, Alfie got me that for Christmas. A bait over there. That's where I was hoping to put my chair. The old bed and stuff there. Go have a comfy bed and a good sleeping bag, guys. Yeah, bivvy didn't go up too bad. Bit of hard ground, but it's all right then. Not the best of jobs, but yeah, it'll do us. Happy days. I don't know how long I'm stopping here for, to be fair. Definitely till tomorrow afternoon. It may be longer if the girls start coming out. I mean, it's looking cracking at the minute. Thought I'd just see something moving then. Oh, that'd be nice. But yeah, I'm very hot. Just doing all that. It's lovely to have a bit of sun out here. But anyway, on the solid PVA bag, I've already had a couple of knocks, which is really good. Just like, you know, beep, 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 just like that, nothing more. But hopeful that's a good sign, you know. But just looking at it, let me give you another little look around. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it, man? Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely love it here. Yeah, think I'm going to really enjoy this season. But anyway, I'm going to get myself a drink because I am so hot. And I'm just going to chill for 5. Then I'm going to think about what the plan is for the rest of the day and stuff like that. And I'll catch up with you in a bit, you never know. Might get an early one. Right, catch you in a bit, guys. Okay, so decided to change the rig on the one that's over the back there. One that's over the back with the Ronnie on it. I think it's a Ronnie, it's on the helicopter rig. So what I'm actually going to do now is just change it over to this rig here, which is also a Ronnie rig with a nice little pink pop-up on it there. But I'm going to have it on a lead clip system. I'm going to attach a 3-ounce pear lead, like a little gripper textured one there. I'm going to attach that to it just by the little clip system there. and I'm going to move it in a lot closer. I'm going to have it down here, and I'm going to spray some boilies over the top of it, which I've been soaking up in some liver and some other juices and stuff like that. But we'll get on to talking about the different juices I have in the baits later on, and I might even put a small amount of pellet as well. So yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to change over to that now. We'll see if that gets us a crafty little bite. I'm going to stick with the PVA bags on the other one for a minute. As I said earlier, I've already had a couple of knocks on that. So that's the plan. Going to get into action now. See that, guys? Fair bit of weed coming in there. I think with the camera fit over there, but anyway, I've tied that, so literally just tied that on there. Snip off the ends. Half grub knot, that's going on with, by the way, guys. And then just take your lead clip. slide your weight on, and you're just moving this down here, like get it a little moist. Just ease it on, guys. We're not like shoving it all the way on. Like you've seen the weed that we're bringing in here. If you know, if that's all locked in there dead tight, and you get a fish on, it's better to drop the lead in that weed rather than drag everything all back. So that's all set up now pretty much. What I'm going to do now is look where I'm going to tuck some bait, drop the rig on top of it, and then we'll go from there. Hope you can get most of this in the shot. Camera's a bit dodgy at the minute. Waiting to get a new tripod and right, a good amount of bait on that area there. The other area we're going to go a lot lighter on, working the PVA bags and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how we're going in there. A little bit heavier. Them boys have been soaking up on goons and stuff like that. As I said, we'll go over that in a little while. But get this rod back in for now. Gonna let that line settle for a minute before we get the bobbins on and stuff. Well, that's that rod back in and all set up now. So hopefully we'll get something like that. I'm not going to change the other specimen. It's out in the PVA bag. We've had some knots in that, so hopefully that will cause something. As this little mate, watch the water. If you see something group out there, then instantly I'll dump on it. Yeah, for now, that's us set. Traps are set. Just time to wait now. Right, so now we're just going to have a quick look at some of the free bait that we've been putting in. Doing this up here on the bench because I don't want to do it in the bivvy. It stinks so much. I'll have a little look at that. So in here I've got an assortment of different sizes and flavoured boilies. Got some fishy ones in there. We've got some fruity ones in there like strawberry. We've got some Scopex. Lots of different boilies. The main bulk is actually one type which is actually squid, I believe, and then a few other little types in there loose. And what we've done with them is they've been soaking now for well over a week, maybe 2 weeks, in some in liver juice. Like this glug, it's like a real thick livery glug It absolutely stinks. It's filled with all the amino acids and stuff like that. Really nice, sort of stinky, fishy sort of stuff. This does stink. I've got all that over there, so it's soaked for a couple of weeks with that in there. Then I added a few more boilies in there, a few different flavours. So I've got a few different textures in there. Then after they're soaked in the liver for a fair amount of time, and that's good, this all went over. I give them a good lashing of salt. And then I put a load of honeycomb syrup over the top of that. Let that soak right in there, and that's been on there now. All them juices have been going in there for a few weeks now, and they're really nice. Got a few different types of boys, so a few different textures. And that one's rock hard still, like, well, not rock hard, but you know, that takes a bit of punishment to get it open. But you've got some which will be slightly softer, all different sizes in here, guys, and stuff like that. So that's been soaking in there like that for a little while. And I got some of these into the water last week in a few places, so the fish will know about the smells and the flavours on there. They'll vet them as free food, which is pretty good. Oh, actually, I forgot. What I also done is I got a whole garlic, and I smashed the garlic up and chopped it up into fine pieces, and that went in there as well. A whole fresh garlic chopped up and broke up, and that's all in there as well. And so anyway, that's been soaking in, and that's been like that. Well, today when I got here, I've actually covered them, if you can see that, in micro pellets. Just give them another little texture to them, and then pellets will sort of break off and they'll break down. So a lot of flavours going through the water. I'm not sticking tons and tons of this in there, guys. I mean, it might look like I put a fair amount in earlier, but I'm just going to put the lid on that because it is proper ponging. But yeah, not filling the place in, but I have put a reasonable amount out there, you know, for this time of year. But it's more about the scent trails and stuff like that that I'm looking for, you know, the highly glugged stuff and the little bits of pellet breaking off. These fish are used to eating free pellet and free boilies. They get fed here, so with them going in, they should be happy to eat that. But also with all the scent trails coming off the liver with amino acids and things like that in there, and then obviously you've got the sweet sugary of the honeycomb and that sort of flavour blending in there too, and that's coming out through the water. Just think, you know, if that's drifting through, even if the fish aren't there, and obviously they don't move very much this time of year, it might just encourage them to move that little bit more and come onto my bait, which would be absolutely fantastic. I've recasted the other rod now to a fish to a place where I see a fish showing. I've had another bleep on it since then. I'm still going with solid PVA bags, filled up with a bit of juice in there. The old hands are getting a bit stained up, I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so I've repeated that situation, but on the fish, and let's see what it brings, you know. The sun's going in a bit now, so the temperature's dropping slightly. The sun's just going behind them bushes now, so the temperature is dropping slightly, but we've still got plenty of light at the minute. I think we're probably approaching about 4 o'clock now, so we probably won't have light for that much longer. But yeah, let's hopefully a fish soon, guys. Hopefully. I'll check back in a bit and let's see what happens. So I'll try and get some footage of the lake and that while we've still got light. I've also been trying to get a few bits of that for you guys, but this is a tricky time of year, so you know, all we can do is fingers crossed. We've got our traps set out there. They're good traps. We'll keep an eye out for the fish, and yeah, that's all you can do at the end of the day. So let's hope. So you may have noticed already on this trip that I've used a lot of heavy glove baits. All the free food I'm putting out, which is basically just boilies with a little bit of pellet over the top, I've been heavily gloved for a period of time before coming here. So that seeps in there, gets right into the bait, hopefully comes off through the layers of the water and brings fish in. Small bags of pellet, stockings that I'm putting my rigs as well. I'm covering them in a little bit of juice as well. Like, you know, that one that I'm using on that's like a real fluorescent one, and I'm using the same one inside the bag. It's quite sweet smelling and real bright pink. The water is real murky at the minute. It's had a lot of flood water coming here, so you know, visibility is at the low. It's cold, so they're not going to be moving around a lot. So the idea behind this is, one, a bit of visual stimulant from the high vis fluorescent sort of baits and smokes, and on the other side of it with, you know, the garlic, the liver and the honeycomb that's been soaking into them baits for days. The strong smell and attractor should come up, and hopefully, if the fish aren't actually in the area where the bait is, it hopefully might convince them just to move that little bit till they get on it. So yeah, that's the idea of it. And I've also got some seriously high visual pop-ups. They're sticky ones. I'll show you them a bit later on or tomorrow. And they're just super bright. They smell really nice. And I've not pre-glugged them because I want them to be ultra buoyant. I want to be able to leave them out all night. And sometimes when you pre-glug your pop-ups and stuff like that, obviously as the juice gets in there, they lose buoyancy a little bit. So, and after time, they won't be quite sitting up quite as much as you want. I'm leaving the options open to be using stuff like Ronnie's and maybe choddies and stuff like that. And definitely on the chods, you know, you want it to be as buoyant as you can. And I want to feel confident that's going to be sitting up all night long if I leave it out there all night, you know. So yeah, they're gone out there like that. I have put a little bit of the old fluorescence juice over the top of the pop-up. That's the idea at the second. That's what we're going with. Lots of smelly stuff with a bit of visual there as well, like just try and track their attention, try and pull the fish in, because it is a bit chilly. They don't like moving so much, and the water is very, very cloudy. I mean, the water levels are at a reasonable state now that we can fish quite happily and get all the way around the lake. But the water is so cold from the amount of water that's been pumping through here, which is the same pretty much all over this area at the moment, and Milton Keynes as well. So yeah, it's just the way it works this time of year. You just got to bear with it when this is your game, you know. That's it, the weather's part of it, and you've got to grin and bear it and work with it, and that's what we're going to try and do today. Hopefully work with it, and when it's not working, we'll just grin and bear it and get through, because we want some fish, don't we, eh? So I'll tell you a little bit more about the lake later on or tomorrow when I sit down, and we'll have a proper little chat about it, and I'll fill you in a few more details. I'm not 100% sure how much I'm allowed to tell you at this point, like, so obviously I want to be respectful to the owners, but what I will tell you is it's not a huge space. It's 3.3 acres. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful. I know it's a lot better in the summer, obviously, but I still love it in the winter form. And there is absolutely some stonking fish in there, some real big beauties. They go to a very, very good size, and a PB breaking for me in here, so that's very, very exciting. Every time I pass my rod, it could be a personal best. So yeah, exciting times, you know. So that's all I'm really going to say about the place at the minute. And apart from this other thing, there is no bream in here. Not that I mind bream. Bream all right. If I was fishing with my quiver tip and stuff like that, that's absolutely fine with bream. But when I'm fishing with the carp rods for carp, I don't really want them. You know, they can't really battle against a 3.5 pound rod, so much nicer on a quiver tip. But here, we're here for carp fishing, and there is no bream. So super happy about that one, guys. Okay guys, so we're approaching about 5 o'clock now. No fish out yet, unfortunately, but you know, I'm watching, I'm listening, trying to work the place out. You know, this is only the second time of being here, and the first time obviously it was hammering rain so much the place flooded, so we had to go home. But I've had a few bleeps, even since I've moved from the rods, that's gone off as well. I've seen a few fish move around the area. I was considering about moving over there onto the reeds, because after speaking to the owner earlier on, he said that's a good spot. He told me about another one. But I'm going to stick with the baited area I've got down here at the minute in the margins. I'm going to stay with that all night. That's not moving at all. And because I've seen fish over the other rod where I've got the PVA bag, and also I've had a couple of little bleeps, which are probably just liners, I'm going to stick with that there as well. I'm going to get myself some food on now, because I'm getting a bit hungry and it's getting a bit chilly, so a nice bit of warm food warms up. Good thing to happen, you're coming out for the night, is some warm grub, guys. You know, it's all been well eating sandwiches, pasties and snacks, crisps, stuff like that, but you know, a good bit of warm, decent food, it's always good for you. I'm going to get myself a chicken curry tonight. Obviously, I've got to cook it myself, unfortunately, but never mind. Anyway, back to the fishing. Going to leave them alone in a minute. Going to literally leave them where they are. I've got another 2 PVA, solid PVA bags already made up, so if I do get a fish, I can get straight back out afterwards. And you know, if I don't get a fish but I see one, I can move on to that. But at the second, I'm pretty happy where they are, so I'm just going to leave it like that. we're going to be losing light pretty quick now, so don't know how much more filming I'll get done out here, but we can check in with the bivvy, and obviously we'll get boats and stuff like that. No retaining fish here, which I'm fine with, so it will be just photos or whatever filming we can get done through the night, so bear with us at that one. But yeah, check back in a little while, and hopefully have some fish or some news from some man. Absolutely love it though. It's been a great day, man. It's been a great day. Actually, before I go, check this out. I forgot my chair earlier, like I said, but the owner helped me bring one of these benches over, so I've got a little cooking and sitting station over there now. Pretty sweet. So yeah, off over there to cook my dinner. Not sure how much you'll be able to see of this, but just thought I'd do a quick catch up. Losing light a bit now. When I planned to film it was actually a little bit lighter. Basically, I'm at the point now where the trip should have already ended, really. I didn't do any more filming last night because my friend come down and we had a little fire over there. It's got 5 pits here, and just enjoyed the night, chilling out, chatting about fishing and stuff like that. Unfortunately, no fish. I had a run at about 4 o'clock this morning. Unfortunately, didn't produce a fish out of it, and I've had a few knocks through the day. I've seen a couple of fish move out there this afternoon. We've had proper loads of rain. Last night we had a bit of snow, then tons of rain, had a little bit of break this morning, then it just hammered down again. Even though it is absolutely awful conditions and this is just a break in it, I have decided to stay another night, so I'm going to give it another go. My friend's gone home. He went home first thing this morning. He just popped in for the evening, which was really great to see him. And so yeah, that was awesome. I don't know if you can really see the lake at the minute, but it's looking absolutely beautiful now. It's completely still. The rain stopped. It got pretty choppy earlier. The rain was seriously heavy, man. Yeah, so I've been up against it all, if I'm honest, but you got to be in it to win it, and that's what I am trying to do. You just got to get through the weather at this time of year. You can't just tuck tail and go home every time it rains, because you'll just spend all the time at home. So that's what I'm trying to do. Hopefully it works out. I'm going to give it another night. Probably be heading home tomorrow about 5-6 o'clock. So hopefully it'll be in a good chance. Obviously probably not going to be much more films tonight, if anything, because I'm expecting more rain, and well, it's getting very dark now. I'm not even sure how well you can see this. So I'm going to say good night for tonight. If I get a fish, I'll probably just try and get some good pictures of it as I can, and I'll share them on the video. We'll definitely catch you tomorrow, where we'll have a good chat about what we're going to do and stuff like that. And if this area doesn't produce any more by tomorrow, there is a swim just up the way up there. That's a little beef on the rod. There is a swim just up the way up there, which I'll show you tomorrow morning, which I'm considering getting into, so I can get further down the lake. At the minute I'm fishing about halfway down the lake. I've cast it right across because I'm the only one here. So I've got a bag right in the middle over there. Then I'm off the corner of them reeds over there as well. So I've moved off of here because nothing's produced from there. Just trying, it's the first field trip. I've done a trip down here last week. But obviously we got rained out on the same day, so we only really had a few hours here. Because the first field trip is just trying to suss it out, trying to feel about, and as I say, rained out, the place was flooded, and we was worried about getting the vehicles out, and when it floods that bad, the lake does close, so no choice about going home on that one. But yeah, anyway, losing light drastically. I don't even know if you can still see me, so I'm going to say goodnight for now, and hopefully get some pictures of some great fish to show you tomorrow. Well, good morning guys. This isn't the second morning actually, it's the third one. So the original plan was just to do one night and then go back the next afternoon. The trip was pretty slow going to start with, a few knocks, few bumps, things like that. Not a lot else really happened. Then I decided to stay another night. I might look a bit rough for wear at the minute because did we have some harsh weather last night. I don't know if you can see it there, but the water's really high right up onto the decking now. I think the river burst its banks over there. So anyway, I decided to stay the night. Was thinking, did I make the right choice this morning when I still didn't have any fish, and the weather was a bit crap, and we've got more rain coming in. Well, I did make the right choice to stay because I just caught this beautiful beast, which is absolutely lovely. In the small bit of the video, I haven't adopted the net, the sling, but I have done now. So the actual proper weight of the fish was 32 pound 4, which is a PB for me. Absolutely buzzing and super happy about that. So yeah, what a way to change the morning around for me. So yeah, really happy. I'm going to be here till about 6 o'clock tonight, I believe. I don't know what else to say. I'm just so happy. I mean, have a quick look at this bit of the video now. I've got some stills and a little bit of a video on it. Didn't get too much because I didn't want to keep the fish out of the water for any longer than needed to. So that's why in the video you don't see me. I haven't reducted the weight of the sling, but the proper weight of the fish is 32 pound 4, new PB. So happy, man. It's unbelievable. Rods are back out. Really buzzing, man. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do about this water problem. But yeah, happy days. We're going to check in with a bit more throughout the day. Hopefully some more stuff happens. But I definitely think that's just like, oh, a bit speechless. Yeah. I'm just really happy at the minute. I'm going to get myself some food because I've not had any breakfast yet. And then maybe we'll check in and we'll talk a bit more about where that fish come from, the rig, the bait and stuff like that. Okay? Well, speak to you guys in a minute once I've had something to eat and go. Oh, look at this for a beauty. It's first thing in the morning at the minute. So I get her up again. Look at that. It's coming from 36.3 in the sling, so I'll minus the sling in a second, but I want to get her back, keep her out as minimal as possible. But what a stunning fish. I've got some steel, so I'll put them up as well. Absolutely beautiful. That's the other side quickly. Oh, I'm going to get her back anyway. What a fish. Okay guys, so I just finished my breakfast, a couple of bacon rolls, very nice. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull the rods in, we'll have a quick look at the rig. I want to get a bit more bait in the water, reset them, then I'm going to get myself changed and stuff, then we'll have a proper good sit down and have a good chat about a few things that have been going on. So yeah, a quick look at that, guys. We'll have a better look in a bit. Literally just a lead clip system there, 3 ounce pair lead, and get straight onto the little Ronnie there, or spinner, whichever you'd like to call it, with a nice fluorescent pink pop-up. We'll have a bit more of a chat about the rig and everything like that in a little while when we sit down. Just want to get some more bait and get these sorted out with fresh hooks and stuff, and then we'll go from there. Oh, nearly lost everything there. But yeah, if you want to see that rig in more detail, head over to my YouTube channel and you'll see how to build it and everything like that. I'll do a whole little video on it, so that'd be nice for you guys. I'm not going to run through it all back here over it all again now. Just pop over and have a look at that video once you finish this one. So the bait I'm using is these fluorescent pink pop-ups. These are absolutely fantastic. So you can see that there. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. Sticky baits, can't fail them. And then on the hook, Alongside one of them is just a small bag of pellet like this, which then I'm gearing up with this stuff here. You may have seen me wear McKenna, but yeah, this is the combination that we basically got on. And obviously the bucket of oily mix that I showed you yesterday or the day before, that's what's going out for the free food. Now on the other rod now, I've brought them down the side down here. And basically I was sprayed out the leftovers of them boys because I didn't have a lot left there. Put some of them down there, a little bag of pellet like that as well. None of this glue though, and on the hook baiters I've just used one of the boilies out of the bucket. So hopefully before we go, I think, what's the time now? It's got to be like 10, 11 o'clock now. It's 20 to 11 now. I think we're here till about 6. The wind's starting to come in now. It was a really nice morning, but the wind's starting to come in. It's getting a little bit dark, so I think we're going to have a bit more rain. So I'm going to get everything sort of packed down out here, get inside the bivvy, and just really chill for a little while. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But I'll catch you in a bit, hopefully with another beautiful fish. What a great session it's been. You're right, guys. Well, the rain's finally stopped again, which is absolutely fantastic. It's been pretty brutal. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. The bivvy was getting pretty hammered and swim's filling up with water, but I'm really not too bothered because what a fantastic fish I had earlier. You know, 32 pound 4. That's a new PB for me. Just over the marker, and that's lovely. Plenty of room to move on that still. It's been an absolute beautiful trip. I've really enjoyed myself. I'm so glad to stay the extra night. It's still a bit shimmy down here, but as I say, the rain stopped and the sun is coming out. I hope to dry a few bits out. And yeah, unfortunately no more fish yet, but that fish coming in between the break of the rain. You know, we had a lot of heavy rain and it stopped for a while. Had that fish and not long after it started pouring down again. So hopefully with this little break here, I've got a few hours left, so hopefully I might get another one. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? But I wouldn't be disappointed if I didn't, because what a fantastic fish that was. Well, I just want to touch on a point, you know, on the bait. You know, I've been prepping some of that bait, the free bait I've been putting out. I've been prepping that for a few weeks now. And there's 2 different tactics that I combined together on this trip, which has produced that, you know. On one of my rods, obviously I was moving around in PVA bags, solid PVA bags, which I've done for about 8 or 9 times. Now it's that was basically picking up there, and that's basically what I was using as a roaming rod, just trying to find them. But I also baited up an area, which I'll show you a photo of in a second. I baited up an area quite closely on the margins, and I didn't get anything off that, but I've done exactly the same thing, but I just moved it over slightly. But with exactly the same bait, but around this little corner area where I'll show you. And that's where the fish has come off with. But what I've done there is I combined the bait that I've been prepping for a few weeks now, to all the oil, all the glugs in there. It's got the liver, the honeycomb, the fresh garlic that I chopped up and smashed up in there, and just let all the flavours get in there. That wasn't an extremely bright bait or visual bait, and the water was very murky, but I wanted the scent trails going through the water to try and drag the fish into that area. And then for the hook bait, I did use a very, very bright pink pop-up like I've shown you, with the pink goo, which is very, very fruity, very, very high smelling, with just a small bag of pellet around it, with goo all over that too. So again, you've got like the high smells going through the layers, but then we've got the high visual trying to pinpoint them right onto that hook bait. And that's why I chose a hook bait like that for that situation, and that's what paid off on the Ronnie rig. I've been fishing with the other rod now since this morning. I've been fishing just down here in the margins, which was scattered over the free boilies on it, and I've actually got one of the free boilies on there as a hook bait. Nothing off that, but as I say, it has been raining really heavy since we left the house. The water levels are really getting high. But if we got another one, that would be amazing, but not too bothered, to be fair. It's been a fantastic trip. I've really enjoyed myself, and I just can't wait to get back down here, and I've not even left yet. But with the weather situation being the way it is, what I'm going to do is, if we don't get another fish, we'll call this the end of the video. If we do get another fish, you'll see me smiling away again, and yeah, I'll be as happy as a pig in you know what. So it's been a fantastic trip. I've absolutely loved it. I really, really enjoyed being here. It was nice yesterday when my mate popped down and spent the evening down here. That was great. Talking to the owner yesterday was absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? It's just a lovely place. It's got a lovely feel. And to top that off with a new PB this morning, what more could I ask for? But anyway, guys, I'm going to get back in the bivvy for a little bit and start packing all the stuff up in there, because I've only got a few hours left and it is a bit chilly and windy out here now. And thanks for watching, guys. But if you haven't already, please like the video and give the channel a little sub. Yeah, and because it all means so much to me. And thank you all so much for your support and everything that's been going on. It's been great. Any questions about this session or any of the other videos, feel free to drop it in the comments or send it over on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, however you like. I'll always answer any of your questions. And yeah, we think about maybe doing a little Q&A session at some point as well. That'd be good. But for now, guys, I'll say thank you very much for watching and see you all very soon if I don't get another fish. What a great trip it's been. Thank you so much. Keep fishing, guys. Life is much better on the bank.